Hi everyone. This will be a single video, or maybe a part two of another video, or a part one, because the other one I tried to post twice and it just wouldn't do it. So, and I called that video. The title was the elephant in the wedding cake, because I don't care what other people think. This is something that isn't spoke about enough to understand the control system and the conspiracy theory, the conspiracy of, which isn't a conspiracy anymore, obviously, let's face it. But, looking years back when people were waking up, when I was and you were, on a basic level of Big Brother control, government control of, they want to keep you poor, they want to keep you divided, they want to, create chaos to make you weaker, they want to control your resources, they want to tax you, they're watching you on every single level, from, monitoring your money, taxing you harder, all these things. And you realise, like when, people go out in the world and they realise they work, but there's an element of control here. Like the government wants half of everything, or more. It seems to want more and more until you're left with nothing, or less, or you're just a hamster on a treadmill, working like a cog in a machine for this kind of benevolent matrix that just treats you like a number in a machine, and you feel like Winston in 1984. But the obvious one that, because I rambled enough about that, the obvious one is modern marriage and how it actually reflects the collective society that the Western world has been in for a few decades now. Because it starts at home. I mean, we've all discussed that they are waging war with us on many levels, like race wars, right? Because they don't care about white or black or whatever, but they like to do that. Gender wars is the massive one, because it's all black and white, isn't it? It's all left against right, and they use differences to create problems and disharmony. Because the obvious outcome is to leave you vulnerable, without support. So they're the support that they eventually take away and do away with you, or whatever they want to do. And so you, as a psychopathic control grid pioneer, would want to get inside the family unit in order to smash it and break it up. And if you could, you would want to turn a family member in that family unit of each one of those houses into a secret government agent that is working against the family unit, whether they intentionally are doing it or unintentionally, or leave them ignorant to a large level, but give them the opportunity to behave that way if they want to. And a film came in mind, I think it was called True Lies, in the 90s, with Arnold Schwarzenegger and is it Jamie Lee Curtis. And at the start of the film, well, Schwarzenegger's a secret agent, alright, but then that's nothing new. But the wife feels that she is being undermined and neglected by just being a housewife with the kids. And she thinks her husband's boring, and she wants more excitement in her life. And she's thinking about having an affair. And she finds this company agency that's a secret agency. And then she starts secretly working for this agency behind her husband's back. And it's almost like she is going against him, until she finds out that he's a secret agent, and then once she knows that, she respects him more, and they kind of like hit it off again. But the point I was getting at is, I believe that the intention was that the powers basically turn the housewife into a government agent, and abuse the husband because they give her this power. You may think it's obvious, but it needs to be discussed till we're blue in the face, until the penny drops, if it hasn't already. Because if you look at how I'm not blaming all women, I'm just talking about the ones that have done this, and I think it's a good high percentage. I don't know how much, but it has impacted Western society massively. You have a husband and wife, and this wife knows that she's got government powers, and the first thing she wants to do when it comes to cementing some kind of serious relationship with a man for kids, is get the government in the house from square one, even before children are born. So she's a government agent in regards that's what she trusts. Before anything else, it's if you didn't want to do that and say, look, I put a ring on you and I'll provide for you, but it's my word against Big Brother, she would say, no, I must have Big Brother with me just for you. So this needs to be spoken about, because what has happened afterwards is, in many situations, is yes, kids are had, and then either threats are made, or she pushes him out the house, the husband out the house, and yet he still has to pay for her lifestyle, has to even pay for children he may have never have seen, has to, if he wants to fight, he has to go through these courts. Why would the system want to do that? They should immediately give him access to his children. But why should he have to fight her? So she is the government agent. Do you understand where I'm getting at here? She's saying you will own nothing and be happy to her husband, to her ex-husband. You own nothing and be happy. You can't see your kids. You have to give me half of, the house that you paid for is mine, right? You don't own a house anymore. I've got that. You have to provide the same income of money that you provided when you were living in the house. And this will affect your freedom of movement, of travel, if you're financially burdened by it. It's like, the control is like living in some kind of, I don't know, is it communist kind of world where you work your arse off to the bone, but you don't have anything to show for it, because the government, you just give it all back to the government, and you're a hamster on a wheel. This is the environment and society that modern women have created to a level, on a collective, by being an agent for the government, basically. And that's sounds harsh, but I think that's how it is. All in all, they were just another brick in the wall. They are the man, like that you say, stick it to the man. Well, they became the man in the house, that piece of crap that destroyed everything. So, I mean, it's genius in a way for the psychopathic control grid, because, I'm talking about, yes, the worst of these women, but how many people do you know, how many guys do you know that don't see their child? I mean, I know several, from my personal life, that I won't go into, but it's affected so many men. So the brick in the wall was the wife. She was a government agent in all of this. You cannot complain about the government saying they want half of everything. They want to own your house. They want inheritance tax, even though you inherited it. If you're one of these women that put another person through that happens to be your husband, because you have basically became a mini version, a mini tyrant, and on a micro level, being the family unit, husband and children, you have affected them very similar, or pretty much in a very similar way as how an adult goes out in the world and confronts the man and big brother and works and realizes the government wants to take. And the goal, was obviously to destroy the family unit, to undermine the relationship between the father and his children, and father and son as well. I was looking into, once the bond of the father and son is broken, then it's all lost, and you can have this matriarchal system, which I think was really, or is really, temporary. That's meant to go as well, because obviously they couldn't give a damn about women. Their freedoms are going to go down the pan, as they're doing right now, talking about equality, and then you've got these transgender, and it's hitting them back in the face, So I really think that this is important, and I think I've pretty much said in this video what I said in the other one anyway. Maybe if I could post it, if YouTube lets me. But yep, I think it needs to be addressed, because it trips people up. It will trip a lot of women up. They're thinking, they're complaining, or their government wants to own everything, but you need, if you were tyrannical, just as tyrannical to your husband, imagine if everybody treated everybody like that, But then, I don't know, you could say it's the same with a school teacher. I don't know, but that's enough for now anyway. Hope you enjoy the video. Comment if you want, and I'll catch you later. Cheers.